I want to talk a little bit about Tottenham because there's a big story that Ivan Toney has got his heart set on joining you, which we're going to get onto. Before that, George, you have signed today. Is it Min Hock? Is his name?
Do you know what? I'm not even going to try and say his name.
I think it's Min Hock. I think
I don't want to say it wrong, so I'm just going to say Human Son Regen. Yeah, we found another one.
Yeah, you've signed
that's what they're saying so far. It's
got the here we go. It's got the here we go today. So, what's your thoughts on this unknown quantity that you've signed?
Well, I'm not going to sit here and say that I've watched him in any piece. I've seen a few videos of him. He looks a bit tricky.
It's all right, mate. It's all right. We've all got we haven't got kids,
so we all know it's going to be a long couple of weeks.
Bro. It's madness. It's a madness. I've got the kids and the dog now. Today my dog was eating my set. He's eating my wall in my studio. He's bored. It's crazy. Sorry, go on, bro.
A lot to go on, man. No, it is, but back to it. So he looks like a decent player. I'm not going to hype him up or try to put any expectation on it. He's going to come back in January, I believe, and we'll see what he's got. He's 18 years old, supposed to be one of the top wonder kids coming out of that league, but we always hear this. So, I mean, we'll see how a player is when he comes to the Premier League and show his real character. Because Brian Hill, I mean, we paid an arm and a leg for him. I honestly couldn't say that I've seen a worse player play for my team. And
we can't even give him away.
I don't. Yeah, I guarantee when we sell him, I think we're going to be giving him away for free. So we've literally about 40 million down the drain on him in like market.
And Lamella.
Crazy.
You spent 40 mil on Brian Hill.
Oh, it was 25 million
and Lamella.
But Lamella
I realised when you lot sign wonder kids, it don't work. It don't work. Lamella didn't work. Brian Hill didn't work.
I want to know. Is it? I think it's people are saying it's pronounced Min Hock. Isn't it amazing how the world works? Like we've had one of the most trended videos in the world of Hock Tour, and now a player has got a name that sounds similar. In terms of the memes, the memes are going to be, if that's how his name's pronounced, the memes are going to be a madness. But if anybody speaks South Korean, I can only count to 10 in Korean because I did Korean martial arts, Tang Judo. But if anybody speaks Korean and can tell us how to pronunciate it correctly, let us know. I run it through Google Translate, and I swear it came out like Min Hock. But I don't want to get it wrong. But also, Ivan Toney, boys. So the report I read earlier today is that he's got his heart set on the Tottenham Hotspur. Henry, that must get the juices flowing a little bit more. That must tickle your pickle a little bit.
Yeah, that sort of signing it would definitely excite a lot of Tottenham fans. But I don't really get what our strategy is. I said this backstage and I'll say it again. It looks like our strategy at the moment, we've got more 18-year-olds signing up to us than bloody OnlyFans, right? We've got Archie Gray, we've got Bergval, we've got this, however you pronounce him, Whack, right? If we get Toney, that will slowly, because at the moment there's a lot of unrest in our fan base. Like George will tell you, we're all at each other's throats. Why is there no transfer business? We're out in Japan playing Vissel Kobe, and then the club are tweeting out pictures of James Maddison on his flipping Nintendo. Like, where are the players? Like
the PR, bro. The PR
Toney
stinks.
Would be brilliant, absolutely brilliant for us. You talk about a Kane replacement. It'd be my number one out of all the strikers we're linked with. I've said this for a long time. Bring him in. Plus, we've got a homegrown problem as well. So
that's the way I see it as well, Henry. The way we got to look at it, I think the strategy at the moment is Ange likes young players. Young players are impressionable. When you've got a manager that's new into the club, they're easy to sort of grow your style of football onto them. They're going to pick it up a lot quicker. So that's why he picks up a lot of young players. That works out the Spurs project. And let's be honest here, I think the young crop of players we've got coming through is one of the best young crop of players in the Premier League right now. That's not even me being arrogant. If you look at the players, the likes of Mikey Moore, Will Lancashire, Lucas Bergvall, Destiny Odeji. I can reel off more names if you want, but I don't want to get you guys jealous. You know what
Mikey Moore's the one. The club are banking on Mikey Moore.
So getting a player like Ivan Toney, I feel like we need players with that experience, players with that arrogance, someone who can come in the team and know that they can take that striker spot for themselves. So someone like Ivan Toney, for me, that's a transfer that will it shows that we could be a bit more serious in the window, because right now, as Henry says, we have been poor, and I've been getting onto the club. There's not been enough shown, and all these young signings, it's not enough. We need to do more.
Half of them players that you mentioned,
wake us up a little.
Never heard of them. Like, who the hell is Mikey Moore?
The only one I heard about is a doggy. He's the only one.
Mikey Moore. He come out of our academy. We like Borussia Dortmund put offers in. Liverpool put offers in for him.
Oh my god! Henry, we went through your academy. Your academy stinks.
Yeah, I know. It's been very
actually the news come out. The
years,
news come out that just a year ago, when he was 15 years old, clubs in the Premier League were putting 8-figure offers in. So
I'll be honest with you, boys. I'll be honest with you. I can't take Spurs' academy seriously.
Yeah,
the Spurs academy that won. Wait, the Spurs academy that won the under 21s last year. The one with the player of the season.
I'll be honest with you. You've had Harry Kane, and you've had Sol Campbell, you've had Ledley King in the last 40 years. The amount of times I hear Spurs fans talk about Parakeet, about Ruby Scott.
He's not even a Spurs player anymore.
But what I'm saying is, like, the way the Harry Winks, the Iniesta, the North London Iniesta.
If you paid attention to the international tournament as well in the Euros, what was it? The under 17s were they playing just a month ago? Mikey Moore, one of the star players of the tournament, yet again. So it's not something that
Ryan Brewster got top goal scorer in under 17.
Keep your eyes on. You're going to see him. He's going to play this season, and you guys are going to see.
We're not doing
I will. And look, if he's good, I'll praise him, bro. There's no agenda. It's just Spurs' academy. Just in my lifetime, the amount of players that have been hyped, and then it's not even about making it Spurs. It's not, most of them don't even become Premier League players. It's lower levels consistently. Like, so for me, there's always too much hype around Spurs academy players, in my personal opinion. And listen, for your sake, I hope he's really good. And I assume, being called Michael Moore, I assume he's English.
Mikey Moore, yeah, he's an English player.
Yeah, well, then great. Do you know what I mean? If you guys have got a good English player, that benefits me. I'll be well up for it, mate. But I don't know. I think Ivan Toney, though, listen, I still cannot fathom why Arsenal and the like have not gone in for him. Chelsea need him yesterday. They need him. I'd like Man United to sign him. We've got 2 strikers. I'd like to go and sign him. I think he'd be phenomenal for Tottenham. I really, especially after watching Harry Kane in summer, I was like, I know you guys didn't want to lose him, but that man's legs have gone. Bring in Ivan Toney, energy, great hold-up play, good finisher. He'll bring everybody around him into the game so much more. And with the way Ange plays football, getting it to the byline and cutting the ball back, that's the bread and butter of Ange football. And I've seen people slag that off. I'm like, bro, that's just good football. Ivan Toney is that is food and drink to that man. It is bread and butter. He is going to absolutely lap it up. And there's rumors that you might be able to get him for 40 odd million pounds. When you consider you spent 60 mil on Richard, and you could get Ivan Toney for 20 million less. Like, again, I don't have an agenda. I'm just saying. Like, I think you're Archie Gray. I think excellent business for you. I think there's a wonderful talent in there. You bring in Ivan Toney. I know you still need more. That's a really good summer so far, I think, for Spurs. If Ivan Toney joins, I really do.
Ivan Toney will be great for Spurs, to be honest. He's the proper replacement. And listen, his dreams to play for Spurs, okay, it's because no one else did for you, mate. Let's be honest, but fair enough. Listen,
no, he's not said that. He said his dream was play for like Man United, Liverpool.
He said his dream was play for Liverpool.
He's Scouts fan.
But listen, he'll be a great signing, a great signing for Spurs. He's the sort of signing that sort of puts a bit of a stamp on like the Spurs Ange's, because like these youngsters that you're signing, I'm being real. Like, you've signed 2 midfielders that are like 18 years old, right? That one that's the fake Odegaard that everyone seems to be in love with. And obviously the young Gray. So like, listen, but the way you play football, it's dangerous having youngsters in that midfield because you count a lot on that midfield, the style of play. Like, if you got youngsters, you can get torn apart like by good teams, you know. So I think you got to be careful, but like, you're setting yourselves up to foul a little bit if you don't sign an Ivan Toney or something, because these youngsters, it's all right signing them, but if you're finishing 8th and that, they leave. Like, I'll be real. And like with that Mikey Moore, I actually have seen him play and I actually rate him. And I think he's probably one player that out of all the players you've named will probably become something. But at the same time, you've had a stain on you now with Harry Kane. Harry Kane, I'm going to be real, for your youngsters, has stained your club, because you're telling me now that players like Mikey Moore ain't going to look at Harry Kane and be like, yeah, he was loyal to the club, but they weren't loyal to him and he won nothing. So when these guys get to the point where they start getting good, are they going to do a Harry Kane and stick
that's
to the
such
team?
But that's just such a poor way to paint the picture, because it wasn't, we wasn't loyal to him. He didn't perform in the finals to make him lift his own trophy.
When I
like,
say you weren't loyal,
he was the star player. He was the guy that was supposed to lead us. It wasn't. We wasn't supposed to lead him to a trophy. He was supposed to take our team to a trophy.
I agree.
That's what I wanted
that,
to
by
see.
the way. When I say you weren't loyal to him, yeah, I mean when you had a gentleman's agreement to let him go, you didn't want to let him go, and you made him stay, and you cost him going to Man City and winning trophy after trophy after trophy. Yeah,
of course.
That's what I mean. So no player's ever going to do that for you again, or your youngsters. I mean, that's why I'm saying it's dangerous. But regardless, yeah, Tottenham, if they get Ivan Toney, it's great signing. And I think it's probably the best striker you're actually able to get. Like, I don't know what Arsenal ain't gone for him. Apparently, it's an attitude issue, or they just want a different target. It looks like we're going to go for Gyökeres. I would actually take Gyökeres over Toney. That is a risk, by the way. I'm not saying he's guaranteed to be better than Toney, but I think Arsenal are in the place
that's a conversation to be had, though. That's what I was gonna say with Toney. If any club, not even just trying to be biased now that he's interested in Spurs, but Toney, I don't think you can name 5 better strikers in the league than Toney, or 5 better strikers more available than Toney. I think Toney is probably one of the best strikers around, and especially for £40 million, you can't get much better than him.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think Toney's quality.
Yeah. I mean, James here says the Athletic said Arsenal players don't like Toney. Tony's best mate in the England camp's Declan Rice. Like, again, I'm not. The problem is every time I see Toney, when I see content and footage of him, and I know that sometimes people can put on the facade, but there's nothing about the way he behaves that makes me think arsehole. Maybe some of the things, the whole F Brentford stuff. I understand why a lot of young men, why a lot of virgins, why a lot of maybe sad, like sad men that are like with a woman they don't want to be with and they're really depressed at home. I get why they would be annoyed at that, because they're looking at it, good-looking young man, wealthy, beautiful-looking woman, acting like a bit of an idiot. Oh, I hate that. It's more I hate that I'm not doing that than it is I hate what they've done. Ivan Toney's not a bad egg, in my opinion. I just don't think he is. I really, really don't. And I think everyone that's not trying to buy him, including my club, Man United, is going to end up regretting this. And I do think he has a bit of dog in him, where if some of those clubs he really wants to go to don't come in and he ends up going Spurs, I believe he'll give it his all. And I believe he'll have the bit between his teeth to go, I'm going to show you guys you were wrong, which is great news. Great news for Tottenham in my humble opinion. But viewers, look, I don't remember now.
Is it caught offside?
No, it was somebody else that reported it. I'm gonna have to go and try and find it now.
Because Paul O'Keefe come out yesterday and said that 3 Tottenham, and he's like in the Tottenham world, he's like Al Romano, and he said that 3 deals are done behind the scenes, and what they will be announced after the Vissel Kobe game.
Wow!
So if now the
what game is that?
I think Pedro Neto.
It was Talk Sport. To be fair, it was Talk Sport that said it. It said Talk Sport said that Ivan Toney has got his heart set on the move to Tottenham this summer, despite interest from Arsenal and Chelsea. Is the headline? Then there's an article on it. So
interesting.
Yeah. Maybe you guys have got them done. You'll get it over the line. Why have you got to wait until after that game to announce it?
I don't know. That's just what he said in one of the replies. He said he'll hear more and expects after.
I think that is that not in relation to the signing that we just had now, that Min Hook.
Well, maybe, but he did say there are 3 players deals that are done, and one of them apparently is going to be Pedro Neto.
Young Min Hyuk. That's the Google Translate. Can you guys hear that? It doesn't come through yet. Young Min Hyuk. I'm going to get him to say it in Korean. Young Min Hyuk. Yeah, Hyuk. Yeah, I think Hyuk. Maybe. I hope it's right. I'm not trying to even be rude. I'm trying to pronounce it right.
Oh, God. If he has a bad game, it's going to be Stinker and Hooked.
He twerked only for Arsenal in recent interviews.
Players twerk for every club, man.
Yeah, of course. Hit the like button. Thank you, people.